Steph right now, who was fantastic. Hi, the fans are ready. As we go by the numbers on his virtuoso performance so far, Steph Curry scored 43 points in Game 4, second highest point total of his NBA Finals career. His 137 points, his most through 4 games of a Finals series. His record for a single Finals, 183 back in 2019. Curry's also led both teams in points in each of his first 4 games. He could become the third player to lead both teams in every game, joining Hakeem Olajuwon in '95 for the Rockets and George Mikan in 1950 for the Lakers. And he's averaging just over 34 points a game, while making 50% of his field goal attempts, along with 45% on three-pointers. Did you hear me? The only other player to do that through the first 4 games of a Finals is Michael Jordan in 1991. Let's get it out to the NBA Countdown crew who are outside the Chase Center. Hey, Greeny.
Hello, Elle. Thank you very much. Yes, welcome on a beautiful, unseasonably warm day here in June in San Francisco. We are right outside the arena. We are ready to go, and no one is happier about that than my friend Stephen A. Smith, who is back with us again. Great to have Stephen A. back after Friday night being with his daughter at graduation. Michael Wilbon, Jalen Rose. We are all here and ready to go, and we'll talk about Steph in a moment. But first, let's talk about someone who is not here, and for that we bring in Adrian Wojnarowski. Woj, the commissioner of the NBA, is not here. What can you tell us?
Yeah, Greeny, Adam Silver has entered into the league's health and safety protocols. He did not make the trip to San Francisco for Game 5. I texted with Adam Silver this afternoon, and he lamented his, quote, lousy timing with having to enter protocols. He's hopeful he can clear those protocols and as soon as possible try to return if he can before these finals are over. This is his 9th straight NBA Finals as commissioner, and of course, possibly as soon as Thursday and maybe even Sunday in a Game 7. You know, there will be a trophy presentation. Unclear if Adam Silver will be back in these finals in the arena then.
All right, we certainly will hope for the best for him. We wish him nothing but the best, of course, and every reason to believe that he will be fine one way or the other. Woj, thank you very much. Again, he's a friend to all of us here on the set. In the meantime, let's go back to where Elle was a moment ago, and that is the great Steph Curry. It was a masterpiece on Friday night and the continuation of what has been a great series. So, Jalen, as we analyze how the Celtics are dealing with him, what, if anything, do you think they need to change?
If the Celtics are going to win this series, not only do they need his points to come down, but they need his efficiency to come down. If he's going to continue to shoot 50 from the floor and 49 from 3, they're not going to win. First off, you got to pick him up 3-quarter court. They're giving up too much real estate on the other side of half court. You got to pick him up, turn him, spin him, and once he gives up the ball, Greeny, then you got to try to deny him. The other thing you got to try to do is make him work defensively. That's direct drives, that's post-ups, that's making him guard pick and rolls. Because with Draymond Green struggling the way he has, Steph's usage has actually been higher. You got to deny the ball from him, take the ball out of his hands, and make him work on defense.
I'm not disagreeing with any of that, Jalen. What I would say to you, however, is this. When we look at the Golden State Warriors, we look at Steph Curry and how he exploded in the fourth quarter. Think about it. For the most part of the fourth quarter, early part, it was Klay Thompson that scored 8 pivotal points. So it wasn't just Steph Curry. It was the fact that he got contributions from a Klay Thompson. He got contributions from an Andrew Wiggins. You got to make sure to do everything that you just highlighted, but just as important, make sure nobody gets off. These are the Boston Celtics, the elite defensive team in this postseason. If anybody can do it, they do it. But the last point is Udoka, the head coach, the rookie head coach for the Boston Celtics, has done an outstanding, phenomenal job. But during these NBA Finals, no adjustments with Steph whatsoever. You've been guarding him the same way all 4 games. Wilbon, I don't know how wise that is.
I agree, and I think we're talking about scheme. I mean, maybe the Celtics are depending too much on athleticism and size and the advantages physically we know that they have. What Jalen's talking about is right. He's talking about approach and attitude. Correct. And we haven't seen them blitz Steph Curry like we saw in previous playoff series with teams have some success. You're not going to shut him out. But obviously, 2 or 3 fewer baskets in a game like that can win you the game if you're Boston. So I think that we will see that tonight, Stephen A., because when they looked at that film, they had 2 days to look at them being toasted and roasted. They're going to have to find some new wrinkles to throw at Steph Curry to not have that kind of result.
Well, let me throw something back in the face of my brother, the one and only Mike Wilbon. You're usually lamenting people who don't do things all year long and then all of a sudden decide we're going to do it now. You're going like this. If you didn't practice it, if you haven't been doing it before.
But the Celtics have.
Boston don't.
They did it to Kevin Durant. We saw him do it in the first series.
I know that. But what I'm saying is it's an aberration for them. It's not something
they better get on the aberration train.
Stephen A.,
you're right.
Right.
But What I know they might have had more time. They could have anticipated playing against Brooklyn in that first round. Mm-hmm. But they did it not just to Kevin Durant, they did it to Kyrie Irving. So they've done it. And now they got 48 hours between these games. Yeah. They better employ some tricks. Yeah.
All right, we're going back inside, but we will be here all night long. We have not one but two countdowns coming your way tonight as we get you set.
Game 5 is the Warriors and Celtics have gone back and forth to make this a best of 3. Warriors holding a 10-1 record this postseason at the Chase Center. But the Celtics, they've been road dogs, a fantastic team away from home during the playoffs. The trio of Steph, Clay, and Draymond won their 19th NBA Finals game together in Game 4 with another dub. They'd have the most Finals wins by an All-NBA trio in the last 50 seasons. Meanwhile, the duo on the other side, Tatum and Brown, they've combined to score 1,077 points this postseason, the most by a duo, each 25 or younger in a single postseason in NBA history, passing Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook in Game 4. Warriors, though, they're 3-1 in Game 5s under Steve Curry, including the 2015 Finals when they won the NBA title. Teams to win Game 5 with the series tied at 2 go on to win the championship 73% of the time. El?
Certainly a pivotal game. SportsCenter on the Road is presented by Rocket Mortgage, as we're joined by Brian Windhorst, as we have been for this entire series. And Wendy, I said the Steph Curry game, 43 points on Friday in Boston. He was fantastic. How concerned are the Celtics about how they're going to defend him tonight?
I'm giving you the answer that I've been told, but I am surprised.
Okay.
They are unbothered. They believe that their defensive strategy is working. The Warriors are averaging about 10 fewer points per game compared to the Western Conference Finals. They're shooting about 9% less. They don't think that they've lost Game 4 on the defensive end. They think they lost it on the offensive end, where they had 16 turnovers and had a bunch of empty possessions, especially late in the game in that crunch time. They are willing to stick with this general defensive strategy in giving Curry space. In the first 2 rounds, they did a good job of tiring out the star players. They tired out Giannis Antetokounmpo. They got to Jimmy Butler, who re-aggravated a knee injury. This could possibly be what they're doing here, is trying to tire out Steph Curry. But unless they're putting up a smokescreen, El, and usually they don't, they usually tell it like it is, I don't think they intend to change their strategy on Curry, and I think we could see more big-time Curry performances.
Yeah, we saw there they committed 16 turnovers, and when it comes to the Celtics, that means they're going to lose. In fact, both of their losses in this series have come when they've had at least 15 turnovers. Brian Windhorst coming back a little later. Let's get it over to Kevin.
El, thank you so much. From the Celtics, let's go to the Warriors. Kendra Andrews covers that team and joins us now for much more from the Chase Center. Kendra, all right, it's been an up-and-down series here, not just for the Celtics, but for Draymond Green. Even when he's contributing like he did on Friday night, he still shot 1 of 7 from the field. He was benched during that 4-minute period where the team turned things around. They were down by 5, then they were up by 3. What are the Warriors saying about what they want to get from Draymond tonight specifically?
Well, Kevin, something that Steve Kerr said he thought was overlooked from that Game 4 was that Draymond was actually able to make a good impact late in that game as he was put in and then pulled from the game back and forth depending on if the Warriors were on offense or on defense. But look, Draymond Green understands that he has to be better on both ends of the floor. He says, I understand that everything I bring this team, it's about my energy, it's about my force, competitiveness. And Steve Kerr said, yeah, look, everyone's making too big of a deal of Draymond scoring or lack thereof because what the Warriors need from Draymond is his defense, is not his scoring. So the Warriors, they're not too afraid or not fretting Draymond's performance as long as he can carry over what he figured out in that fourth quarter late in Game 4 and apply it to all of Game 5.
He is beyond the box score. We need to see the defensive effort for the Warriors if they want to take Game 5. Plenty more on Draymond's role and impact coming up on this edition of SportsCenter. Kendra, thank you so much. Let's go back to El.
Well, the Celtics don't exactly let the good times roll. Struggling with prosperity this postseason, they're just 6-8 after wins, with Jason Tatum